Good morning, guys. And a lot about the effects of inflation, cash flow, profit when you buy a rental house, how the financing is affected by those things, and how the value of the property, and how this nets out as far as how it affects your net worth in the long run. So let me get right into it. So this week, a few moves that I made. I bought Ethereum. That was the last thing I did. Basically, 1 ETH I bought, and I transferred that to my Celsius account, which I've got a link down below if you guys want to open a Celsius account. And it's making 5.35% interest as I hold it, which is $212 a year, or $17.80 per month. Celsius account actually pays weekly interest, so you get a deposit every week in that account, which I love it because it's great, because there's no real risk on this money itself. It's $17.80. The value of Ethereum, I think the risk on that is that it goes down to 2,000, not that it goes to zero, because there's a lot of the crypto platforms like Solana and the NFTs that are all based on Ethereum, and so Ethereum is becoming like kind of a base layer, where Bitcoin transacted at, and they're building on top of that Ethereum platform. So all these other cryptos have dependencies on Ethereum. A lot of them, maybe not all, but a lot of them do. And I think there's a potential that the value of Ethereum goes from 4,000 to 10 to 15,000. Now, will it? I don't know. We'll see. But that potential investment over the top from a risk-reward standpoint. Second thing I did was I put some money into stablecoin. Now, stablecoin is paying on my Blockfi account, which was also linked down below. It's paying 9%. If you want to understand stablecoin, there's actually a video of the 4 CEOs of crypto companies discussing with Congress regulations for the future of these things. And specifically, they talk about what crypto coin is and how that's backed by different types of crypto. So the one I'm primarily in is GUSD, which is, they say it's backed 1-for-1 with. So that's what I'm in. I also, earlier in the week, I showed you guys my Solana that I've staked, and that's actually behind here on this screen. And I'm earning, let's see, 6.3, 6.3, 6.2, 6.6% interest on that right now. And so when Ethereum was at like 42 and Solana was low, I swapped it. And the reason I did a swap, I usually don't do that, but it's to make sure how much cash I needed to buy that house. And so I bought that, transferred to Solana, and now it's 6.2% interest. That's making me $372 per year, both cash flow and profit, because there's no expenses on that money. In order to buy the rental house, there's several different ways you can buy an asset. In this case, I took out a loan on 2 other houses that I had, and I did that for several reasons I'll explain. I don't sometimes, and there's reasons for that we've talked about in previous videos, but I can cover them today too. The payments on that loan are $1,500 a month, and a payment on a loan is a combination of the interest and the principal. And the interest is an expense. The principal is not an expense. It's merely a transfer of money into that loan. Okay, so make sure you understand that, because it's important in these to look at cash flow, which is what you feel and what you see coming in your account, and also profit, which is actually what makes you money. But the last thing you want to calculate is the effect on your net worth, which no one sees unless they have a spreadsheet, which is very important. So $1,500 negative which is a negative 807 profit due to getting that money. I bought a house with a portion of that money, and that is rents for $13.50 a month. The cash flow on that will be about $10.42, which I figure the property management fee in there, and also I put like $200 a month in there for repair expenses, which could be high or low, I'm not sure. And then net profit of $7.60 per month. So you see I'm actually a negative profit, but I actually got cash out of the deal. And, so we'll talk about that. When you buy an investment or take out a loan, you should be understanding what the risks are to that and what the side bonuses are to doing that. And these bonuses are things like appreciation, inflation, potential value of the asset. And those are really the things that push you to do one investment or another one. And so we'll go through those real quick. So we talked about Ethereum, risk of 50% versus an upside. So you're risking 2,000, I feel, versus an upside of 6 to 11,000. And so with the 50% going to 2 and the other just pays me this 5.35%, it's just like a cash holding place. But if it goes up, you're talking about, if it goes up to 6 to 11, now you're thinking, let's just say it goes to 12,000. Now your monthly is going up to $553.5. So that's a big difference, and that really would be more like a 12% return, which is a great investment. We're really just looking for a 6% return because that's a good investment. We talked about that before, kind of. So you come down here, and let's talk about the bonus things. These are big right now. And everybody knows about inflation. A year ago, it was a discussion, is inflation temporary or permanent, what's going on? But everybody knows now. They've been out to eat. They know what mortgages, what rents are happening and things like that. And so let's talk about that. So this loan, I got additional cash out, which is a big thing. But on this loan, I'm figuring about 7% inflation. So this value of this money I got is going to go down every year as I pay it off. And so every month I'm going to gain around $1,458 because the decrease in value of this loan to the bank. So the bank is losing 7% as I pay this back. So that's $1,458 a month. Second, I bought a house. Now a house sometimes increases in value, but most of the time it just holds its value while the dollar goes down in value. So if we're long term, we see the dollar go down in value and the house will go up. It's really just correlated unless there's some type of a pressure on the house, like a high demand. There's a higher demand, and that contributes a little bit each year. But other places it's pretty much a flat value, and you're really not gaining anything. So I'm going to say $1,225 on the house is what you're gaining per month from inflation. But I don't really think you're gaining this. I think you're just not losing money with inflation. Okay, so the house might be worth $200,000 today, and in 5 years it's worth, it hadn't gone down in value, right? But in actuality, you'll see it go up. But it's not real, I don't think. Now the value of it, for what I feel is less than the value. Now, I buy houses at the price they're going to sell for in 1 week. And so this house I felt was worth about $20,000 more based on that valuation. Now, that valuation could go up or down, but $20,000 more. And let's talk about that a little bit also. Now, I figure that on the value of this house, it will go up by maybe 3% per year. And that is based on the demand of houses in this particular area. Okay? If the demand stay with the dollar value, and so it's going to go up by the inflation amount. Okay? If there's an increase in demand, then it goes up. Now this area has been increasing, and so I included a 3% in this amount. Okay, so you've got first year, you get a bonus because I bought it below value. The second year, monthly, a slight increase based on that demand increase. And so this shows you how cash flow, profit, kind of net out on this house. So from a profit standpoint, the first year we're looking at $3,190 per month, with most of that coming from the inflation value, part of that coming from inflation value on the debt, and the second part coming from me buying it undervalue. So, if there's no undervalue, then you don't get this bonus, and if there's no inflation, you don't get this, right? So, second year you get a little bump in the rent, and you're looking at $2,107 in true return per month on this house. Now, the interesting thing about this is what you see in your bank account is negative $386.70 per month. So you're paying in $386.70 per month net across all these investment moves. Okay. Second year you're paying in $286. Third year you're paying in $186. Now, why would you set yourself up with the situation where you're paying money into an investment? And the only reason is because you understand what's actually going on. Because this does not feel good. It feels like you're paying money, and your wife asks you, why are you paying money into this investment? Because she has less to spend. And in actuality, when you net it out, just like I told you, your profits over 3 years are more looking like $7,505 per total. So we can take this, just a minute. We can take this, divide it by 3, and so average profits per month would be about $2,500. How much did I spend or invest to make this $2,500? Nothing. I took out a loan. What do I have to cover in risks? I have to cover the risks of this 5-year loan. If the interest rates go up, then I've got to shift out, and that could cost me some money. I have to cover the risks on assets losing money. But in actuality, on the top side, you're probably going to gain quite a bit on this. Just wanted to share, and these are the moves I executed this week. I've talked about before this house deal a little bit, but it actually went down this week, and so that's why I'm sharing it with you now. I have some additional cash out of this deal, and that cash helps me to cover this cash flow risk for one. So let's say this is $400 per month. That's $4,800. With the cash I got, I can cover that for 10 years. So it's not really a lot of risk to me. And I did use some other assets I had to kind of leverage that, but those assets and those values really are not in this whole deal. Just what I did this week. So if that gives you an idea, my wealth building at the end of this week is $2,500 a month higher than it was at the beginning of this week. My cash flow is now around $400 lower than it was at the beginning of this week. And so if you look at the net effect of this, I got my net worth. Net worth is up $2,500 a month. My cash flow is down $400 a month, and I have some. Actually, have some. Not cash. I actually have some cash out of the deal, and I can do some additional investments with that, and I'll share those with you when I do the investments. It most likely will be in stablecoin, and then probably some Ethereum and Bitcoin, maybe around half of the money that I got, which will shore up this cash flow a little bit. And then the other half, I'm not sure. I'll probably put it on the side until I see a dip and be ready to buy that dip. I'll talk to you all later. Like and subscribe to the video, if you want to see more content like this. And it's good to see you all. Bye.